The theater was constructed in 1904 with funds provided by Theodore B. Sheldon, a wealthy and influential Red Wing businessman. In his will, he stated that half of his estate should be given to the city of Red Wing. His widow, Annie, and several business friends decided that the money should be spent to build a theater, which was the first municipally owned and operated theater west of the Mississippi River. The original cost of the building was $92,000, $83,000 of which came from Mr. Sheldon's estate. The theater was designed by Minneapolis architect Lowell Lamoureux. The exterior of the theater is a neo-Renaissance design in the Beaux Arts style. It is constructed of gray pressed brick with cut stone, terracotta, and includes an ornamental tin cornice. The theater opened in 1904. If you had been a patron then, you may have entered the theater using the carriage entrance located on the west side of the building. It now seats a little more than half of the original capacity of 864, since the original rear balcony and the second balcony were removed during one of the Sheldon's many renovations. In its heyday, the Sheldon hosted the best of theater and vaudeville. During its early years, the Sheldon presented as many as 130 shows per year. Such well-known individuals as Billy Burke, William Jennings Bryan, and John Philip Sousa performed on the Sheldon's stage. 1912 marked a major change for the Sheldon. Vaudeville had just about run its course, and the Sheldon began showing silent films. Then in 1918, disaster struck. A major fire, thought to be caused by an actor or stagehand carelessly tossing a lighted cigarette, gutted the theater. This occasioned the first of several renovations of the theater. In 1926, the Sheldon installed a Kilgan theater organ. The Sheldon is fortunate in that it has the original organ console and much of the original organ itself. 1926 was a significant year for another reason. Warner Brothers made the first experimental sound short that year, and the first talkie, the jazz singer, premiered in 1927. The Sheldon began showing talkies in 1928, and so began a trend away from the live performances and toward the movies. The Sheldon operated as a first-run movie house and municipal auditorium until 1986, when popular support for a full theater restoration reached its height. The citizens of Red Wing passed a $1.5 million bond issue by a remarkable 85% majority of the votes. An additional $2 million was raised through private contributions to complete the restoration and endow the theater's future. The restoration got underway in January 1987, kicked off with a ceremony in the lobby. The managing director told the gathered crowd,
"Ladies and gentlemen, please take one last look at the house. The house is now closed."
The audience turned to take one last look. In that same instant, they saw smoke billowing towards them and flames shooting from the stage. 2 minutes later, they were outside watching as an explosion literally raised the roof 2 feet and smoke and flames erupted from the building. The fire had been sparked by a workman's torch beneath the stage. It is a tribute, however, to the city of Red Wing that it never wavered, in spite of the fire, in its determination to go forward with the restoration project. The theater reopened in September 1988, and since that time has hosted the best in world-class performing arts and locally produced fare.